Hello, this is Xeno MTG guest talking, SearingFlames. I am going to be talking about a deck I built. It's a blue artifact deck that pretty much relies on bouncing creatures back to my hand and playing another one. First card I'll talk about is this card, the Etherium Sculptor. It's the turn 2 card of choice you want to play. Artifact spells you play cost 1 less to place. It's a pretty useful card because this deck's mostly artifacts. Grand Architect is the next card. Has really good synergy with Etherium Sculptor because all you have to do is tap the Etherium Sculptor and you effectively have 3 mana to play with for each one you have there. And it also gives them +2 or +1/+1, so it can turn them into pretty good beaters. Master Transmuter, the bread and butter for this deck. Return artifact creature you control to your hand and put an artifact card from your hand to play. Lets you play some of the bigger creatures for practically nothing. Another card that's a staple to this deck, the Sphinx Summoner. Play it and you can search your library for an artifact creature card, put it in your hand, play it with the Master Transmuter. Another card, Shimmer Myr. You may play artifact cards as though they had haste. This deck's pretty good on mana, so sometimes you can just play stuff without relying on the Master Transmuter and play something pretty big on when the enemy attacks and block with that. Lodestone Golem, pretty good hindering card. Makes non-artifact spells cost 1 more to play. Sure, it affects the Grand Architect and Treasure Mage that I'll be showing you next, but again, this deck's pretty good on mana ramping. Treasure Mage allows you to search through your library for a mana artifact card that has mana cost 6 or greater. Pretty self-explanatory. Again, turns into a decent beater with the Grand Architect. Now, there's probably one of the first cards you look for when you search through the library with the Sphinx Summoner. The Sphinx of the Steel Wind, pretty much almost like a Chroma. Flying, First Strike, Vigilance, Lifelink, Protection from red and green. He's pretty good evasion from everything except white removal. Precursor Golem, keep bouncing it back to your hand with the Master Transmuter and you have a lot of 3/3 golems into play. Wurmcoil Engine, useful creature for getting rid of a lot of things and getting a ton of life back, and he'll be a little more useful in this deck because there's another card that's later there. Platinum Emperion, your life total cannot change, so it's pretty useful against burn decks like Valakut and stuff. Sharuum the Hagemon, you may return an artifact card from your graveyard to play, so you can bounce your Wurmcoil Engines back and have a ton of worms. And that's all the creatures. And now I'll move on to the other spells. Everflowing Chalice, self-explanatory card for mana ramping. Sphere of the Suns, when it runs out of charge counters you can bounce it back to your hand and play it again. Elixer of Immortality, when you have too many things in your graveyard, you can just play this and bring everything back to your library. Executioner's Capsule, a card you can keep bringing back thanks to Sharuum, and it's basically just a Doomblade as an artifact. Thousand-Year Elixer, pretty good card. You can use abilities as though they had haste, so you can play a Master Transmuter, and if you have extra mana, you can use your ability right away. And then untap her and use it again. Spine of Ish Sah, pretty useful card for this deck, considering it doesn't really cost that much thanks to this deck. Comes into play, destroy target permanent, then you can keep bouncing it. And then the land concentration, there's 4 Arcane Sanctums, 4 Darkslick Shores, 3 Sunken Ruins, 2 Seachrome Coast, 2 Vivid Creeks, 4 Islands, 2 Swamps, and 2 Plains. Or 1 Plains. Vivid Creeks are pretty useful cards because though they come into play tapped, they come into play with 2 charge counters, and you can use those charge counters to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. That's everything with this deck.